All right, we're live and Wednesday Night Fights, season finale, season 3, 3.4. And yeah, sorry we're late today, man. We had a lot of challenges, audio, video stuff. As far as the venue.
Hey, no worry, we're on Jewish Standard Time here,
Jewish
right?
Standard
so
Time.
You brought the right guy here.
Cool. So of course I'm gonna introduce. We got a special guest for you guys today. We got Aaron from THQ.
Hey man.
Hey
what's
man,
going on?
thank you for coming over here, man.
My pleasure. It's local to me, so I didn't have to drive too far.
Right. So Aaron, tell us a little bit what you do at THQ.
My role at THQ, I'm the basically the global community manager for all of our UFC and WWE games. So that would include UFC Undisputed, WWE SmackDown vs. Raw, UFC Fight Nation, which is our Facebook game, and of course our very own WWE All Stars, which we're here playing tonight.
Right. And speaking of which, we got a special event for these guys, man. I'm actually gonna start them to the tournament. Yo, G Unit, start the tournament now. The guy that you're playing with is your first opponent. You guys are playing next.
Is
So,
this
yeah.
Is this WrestleMania 27 and a half? Is
Yeah,
that what we're
man.
doing
Hey,
here?
then, you know what? We displayed WWE All Stars in a couple segments. I know you watched it a little bit.
Yeah.
But these guys actually have joined the fray. Like they were very curious about the game. And usually have Street Fighter and Tekken and Marvel here. But once they saw this, they wanted to play it. And these guys were always playing it when we had the segment. So I'm giving them a chance to win some cool prizes. Which, let's just show what we got.
Those things are tight. Those things. Mad Cats. Yes. Mad Cats. We love you guys. These are amazing arcade sticks. I'm gonna get it right up here in the camera. You got The Rock and Triple H.
Yeah.
There we go.
And what else do we got over here? We got the
We
pad.
got the brawl pads. Equally as cool. Give it a little display up there. These things are wicked, man. I mean, they'll make you play like a pro.
Yeah, what we got over here, man?
Oh, of course, we've got the new World Heavyweight Champion, Randy Orton,
Oh,
the
damn.
Viper, and of course his Fantasy Warfare counterpart, Jake the Snake Roberts. Courtesy of Mattel, these are new action figures you can get in store right now. Or if you come here to Wednesday Night Fights, you can win one tonight. Of course, you'd have to be here right now.
Yeah, you have to be here right now, man.
All right.
And of course, we got the last thing, man. This is surprising. This has been the talk of the night.
Oh, good old JR. Good old JR.
Yeah.
All right. So during our campaign for WWE All Stars, we partnered up with JR for some of his amazing, tasting, tangy, spicy barbecue sauce. And good old JR, I mean, this is the shit, all right? This barbecue sauce is awesome. And, we might even give away some more on Twitter. I think we're giving away some tonight. Is that a fact?
Yeah, we're giving it away
right.
not just to some of the winners, but some of the locals here.
Goes great on your chicken, your steak, bread, fish, whatever you want to smother it on, it's awesome. So put it all over that.
Just want to make sure these guys start. Hey, you guys are starting, right? Handle it, man. Handle it. Okay, cool. So tell us a little bit about your background. I know I talked a little bit about your background in competitive scene and competitive gaming scene.
I think I know we want to talk about that, but I think you forgot to mention my shirt.
Oh, your shirt. Oh, yeah, let's just show off our shirts a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going the wrong way. All right.
Just bring it.
We know who would win in this match right here, right?
Oh wow, man! You got the yellow.
I like the old school, just like WWE All Stars, all that. Your shirt's pretty tight.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, it is, man.
The Hulkster.
The Hulk, man.
He's a little thinner than he looks today, but he's looking good.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Again. So tell us a little bit about your competitive gaming background.
My competitive game background. Well, I used to work at EA.
Okay.
At our LA student. I was formerly the community manager for a little PC RTS game called Command & Conquer.
Awesome. Yeah,
which for all the RTS junkies out there, they know exactly what that game's all about. And I was at EA for almost 6.5 years working on. I started as Lord of the Rings: Battle from Earth, which was another RTS game, and then progressed into Command & Conquer. And in my last few years there, when StarCraft 2 was coming around, we really said to ourselves, we got to make RTS a sport. And so I pursued competitions like the World Cyber Games and got our game in there. So as far as my competitive gaming background goes, I'm more attuned with the PC culture and the RTS culture. I've been with THQ now for about a year. And for our next UFC game, we're really looking to get into the competitive scene, especially the fighting gamer culture. So being here in this scene, it's mind-blowing for me, and especially to see WWE All Stars here. It's just great. But as for me, I would classify myself as a amateur. So I'm in the little leagues of the competitive fighting scene. But maybe you interview me again in a year, and I'll be fighting against you.
Hey, we'll get you. You come to Wednesday Night Fights, man. We breed champions.
All right.
We breed
You'll
champions.
train me?
Absolutely.
All right.
I train everybody here, man.
That's a deal. Okay.
All good. Hey, so You say you're a global community manager. What do you do exactly? In
So as
that
far as,
job?
being a community manager, I manage all of our websites under WWE and UFC, so UFCundisputed.com, WWEallstars.com,
All right.
our Twitter and Facebook accounts, which WWE Games, I know I'm like cross-selling here, at UFC Undisputed. It's also my job to engage with our core community. So, me just being here tonight, getting to know you, we've been talking over email, and now we're putting a face to the name. It's all about relationship building and how can we evangelize and mobilize our core to build a greater WWE Games or a greater UFC Games community, coming up with tactics and strategies. And when we're launching a new game, it's my job to be in line with the PR and the marketing campaigns and come up with our own online marketing, our community content, Facebook applications, Twitter applications, you name it. But at the end of the day, for my job, it's about engaging community, getting face-to-face, doing what we're here doing right now, building community and making sure that the development team is listening to the community and the community is listening to the development team and that we're bridging that relationship together. And it's a fun job. I'm very passionate about it, and it takes a thick skin. I'll say that.
Oh, I think one of our matches won. Hey, somebody won, right? All right, you're on standby because you're in the grand finals. Yeah, so yeah. Oh, no, go ahead, handle it. So yeah, we're running in concurrent.
You're the leader here, the chairman of the board.
No, so yeah, we have somebody standing by for grand finals. We're doing a single limb.
Sure.
So if Frank can pan into the game. All right.
So what's your experience with WWE All-Stars?
Oh, you know what?
You gonna come in and beat our ass in the studio now?
No, I actually got the buzz from Markman. Actually, Markman and a couple other Markman's from Mad Cats,
right?
And a couple other gamers saying that hey, you should try out WWE All-Stars. And look, I'm coming from the old school times. You go to arcade, you play what's there. And nowadays, you don't really got that unless you have a friend kind of like telling you what's good, because people either do their own research or they just will never give it time of day for another game. So I give it a try.
Awesome, man. I gotta admit, so you were talking about old school arcade days. So you asked me about my competitive fighting game experience, and I'm 30 years old. So when I was a kid, the original Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter were like the big thing, and I'd get on my bike, after 5th grade, in between waiting for mom and dad to come home, drive down to 7-Eleven, bring like $20 in quarters, and just pop that shit in Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, drink my Slurpee, be playing. I mean, I used to be really into fighting games and going to the arcade. Sweet. And I'll fully admit that through high school and college, I kind of fell out of going to the arcade. But then as I came back into EA and now here at THQ, I'm really starting to get back into it again.
Oh, awesome, man! I give mad respect for people that have time in the arcade. It's a culture of its own. It's
absolutely
almost extinct. I mean, there are some out there, and big ups to them staying alive in this economy. But we always look up to them, and we breed stuff like this. Like we have a lot of different games here: Mortal Kombat, Super Street Fighter 4, All-Star, WWE All-Stars, Marvel. We have Blaze Blue and Arcana Heart. I mean, usually when you have gatherings today, you probably are just going to play that one game your friend invited you to, but you
absolutely
wouldn't have access to all these games.
Well, I got this scene here, again, full transparency, honesty. I've never been to a fighting game competition. This is my first one. I'm a noob. This is my induction ceremony, my fighting game version experience, whatever you want to call it. This is amazing. I mean, there's got to be a couple hundred people here, and everybody's with their arcade sticks, tapping their fingers, lightning fast. I mean, it's like RTS game when you're clicking the mouse, and all you hear is like buttons going off, click, 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 click all over the place. It's cool. And you guys have really, like I said earlier, you guys have done an amazing job building your foundation here up from the ground up. It's like a family-run organization. I've met some of you guys here, and I can really tell there's a lot of passion and sweat that goes into making these events what they are. So congratulations to you guys.
Yeah. Thank you on that, man.
My pleasure.
I think, hey Frank, have you been checking out some Twitter feeds, man? I think we can have a few questions for you. A lot of
I'm
people.
ready. I'm ready.
No,
don't make them too hard.
Oh, no. One of the things,
my wife's here.
one of the things though is I'm really loving that more publishers and developers are getting involved with competitive gaming, because that's how you do it.
Absolutely.
That's how you do it. You can't just go make your, just go make your game, get it out there, whatever bugs it is, how crappy it is. People are just going to buy it, beat the game, and return it to the show. It's not going to be doing that these days.
Yep.
You want to keep that in your console.
Absolutely. Well, I do want to say, on THQ's behalf, I took a lot of pride and passion at EA bringing community guys in to test out our games and help us improve them. And we're bringing that same thing over to THQ for WWE and UFC. Actually, you helped us out a week ago. We brought over some of your top pro fighting gamers to come check out our next UFC game, give us feedback, and that feedback is now being directly inputted into the game. And if they come back again in a month, they're going to see the changes. And we're going to be doing more things like that with UFC and WWE, getting the community involved, bringing guys into our house, looking into further programs that we can do to really make the community feel like they have a voice in the game. And, you're right. At the end of the day, that's what it is all about.
Oh, right. So, hey, again, if you guys want to ask Aaron any questions, all you got to do, of course, you have to have a Twitter account and type in your question or you tweet your question with hashtag WNF. So you can ask Aaron, hey, Aaron, how long did it take you to do WWE All-Stars or whatever the case may be. I mean, pick whatever, professional question or whatever question you want to ask. We'll answer it, man. So let's talk a little bit of what's going on, man.
Yeah, we got the rated R and now retired Edge superstar, one of the greatest of all time, who actually made an appearance at Extreme Rules this past Sunday and interrupted the match between Alberto Del Rio and Christian and helped his former tag team partner Christian win the World Heavyweight Championship, which Christian has now lost overnight, last night on Raw, to Randy Orton. But that doesn't matter. So
hey,
we praise Edge. He's one of the coolest guys in the game, and I will say nobody's cooler than the Macho Man, Randy
Macho
Savage.
Man, he's wearing his Slim Jim
outfit. Oh
man.
yeah. So I actually short little story during the pre-launch campaign leading up to the launch of All Stars. I had an opportunity to go meet Randy Savage, Macho Man, at his home in Tampa, Florida. And if anybody saw the original trailer that we put out, nobody knows, but I actually helped direct that. And it was the first time that Macho Man had cut a promo in over 15 years for anything WWE related. And we had a blast. We were drinking beers and doing a lot of oh yeahs and dig it and
awesome,
history no mystery and
you know what I would say to him? I'd be like, hey, how was it working for? How was it doing the Spider-Man movie? Remember he was in the Spider-Man, the first one. He was that guy competing with Peter Parker right when he was into Spider-Man.
Yep.
So that was cool. Hey, Frank, do you have any questions or?
It's interesting you mentioned that because when I was in college, I was living with some of my fraternity brothers, and we were going to go to the filming of that scene with the Macho Man and Spider-Man when they were filming that, and one of my best friends, he got an appendicitis overnight, and so we were actually supposed to be there at the filming when they were filming that original Spider-Man, 8 years ago. It's a little side connection. So we got a story here, a little question here.
So from Hexzilla asks THQ, are there any plans for Attitude Era or original ECW superstars as DLC for All Stars or SVR 2012?
So
is that something you can answer?
I can't speak to our next SmackDown vs. Raw. I mean, what I can tell you is E3. Definitely going to want to keep your eyes on E3 for UFC and WWE related news. That'll be a big place for us. As far as further DLC for All Stars, we're working on our next pack. One person I will mention that is in it is the Chris Jericho. Which is pretty awesome. So that's a secret. Nobody has known that yet.
Oh, it's exclusive.
It's an exclusive for you guys only.
Oh, thank you.
We've got 3 or 4 other characters planned that may or may not be from the Attitude Era, that may or may not be from the older days. I will say 2 of the guys that are going to be in there were just inducted into the Hall of Fame recently, so that's another exclusive secret for you guys.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And I think that's all I'll say right now.
Okay, no, that's all good, man. I appreciate that. I hope that answered your question, Hexzilla. And we got another one. WNF to Aaron. What aspects will you be fine-tuning to appeal to the competitive fighting scene?
So if he's talking about WWE, in our next DLC pack for All Stars, our designers have been looking into some of the key exploits, which I don't want to speak to directly right now, and I know that's kind of a cop-out, but I'm not a guy who wants to make promises that we can't fulfill, and we're still looking into that. So I will say, as far as the competitive aspect of All Stars, we're taking it very seriously. We're looking at the message boards, and we are going to make some very fine-tuned specific changes. We're not going to change the game dramatically. As for UFC, once again, I can't speak really in depth as to what we're doing, but I can tell you that the fighting gamer, which is why I'm here, one of the reasons why I'm here tonight, is a very big deal for our next UFC Undisputed. An audience that we really want to reach because we believe UFC Undisputed is not only a sports game, it's also a fighting game. It's almost in a genre in itself. And so I think what people in particular this scene is going to see is something that has potential to appeal to the Marvel vs. Capcom guy, the Street Fighter 4 guy. And, you know, that's something we want fighting gamers to take a chance with, and ultimately want to get the game in their hands. And so
awesome.
I think what All-Stars shipped with, you know, too, is it's pretty damn competitive as it is right now. I mean, look at that. I mean, come on. Andre Giant just kicked the snot out of Kane out of the ring. How competitive is that?
How is he going to get back in the ring? Oh, he's done. That was a trap.
I do want to mention that for All-Stars, we are looking into some ideas and ways that we can do our first tournament. Might involve me pinging you on that. So,
absolutely, we're all ears, man.
Offers on the table right here. You know, we gotta put some more effort into that. I'll fully admit once again, and you know, we're getting our hands wet. You know, we're not a Marvel vs. Capcom or a Mortal Kombat. We're not at that level of competition yet. But you know, we're just starting to create that opportunity for ourselves.
You know, I believe if this game sold out there to somebody that really wants to just win, right, just beat the other guy.
Yep.
Then that alone constitutes of having a tournament.
And is that not what fighting gamers just enjoy the most? Doesn't matter what the game is. They just want to win.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes, it is.
Well, our current tag team champion, who's the current tag team champion with the Big Show, looks like Mass Kane's getting his ass beat to him.
Man.
You know, watching a big man versus big man match is just interesting because, you know, they fly up in the air too, and the whole physicality of it, you know, the way the animation system works, that was a huge challenge for the design team to get right, and they spent a lot of time on perfecting that. You know, I know you see a little bit of clipping there, but it really has to do with, you know, the advanced models and the animations and, you know, just how intricate and complex they were trying to make the combos and the move systems. And I think to some degree, the over-the-top arcade factor of the game, you know, gives us a little break there.
Gotcha. Oh, there comes another question. What DLC is planned for WWE All-Stars? Alberto Del Rio, I hope.
Unfortunately, Alberto Del Rio is not a planned DLC for WWE All-Stars, but if you do want to see what we have planned, you can go to WWEAllstars.com. We recently just announced that we are going to be giving away R-Truth for free in our next DLC pack.
Oh, damn.
We had originally planned to... You gotta love the choke slam.
Oh, yeah. I think this is the championship match right here, isn't
hand
it?
on the ass, biggest choke slam you've ever seen. Is this it? Was that it?
Is that it? Oh,
we got our winner?
We got our winner? Hey, dude. All right. I need third and fourth to play it off unless they're playing Marvel.
Yeah, I'm going to take this question real quick from Funny Cow, Mr. Brian Lamb. Thank you, Funny Cow. I love your name. We are not going to be adding female wrestlers to WWE All-Stars. And to that point, as far as who we add, you know, to our roster for WWE, we always work hand in hand with the WWE and chairman of the board, Mr. Vince McMahon. So, you know, decisions like that don't always come down to us. But unfortunately, no females for WWE All-Stars. We apologize.
That's all good.
It won't be dead or alive WWE All-Stars, I'll tell you that.
Cool. So we got our champion over here.
All right.
Let's interview him real quick. Cap on. I know we've been playing a bit even since Fight for Relief. He played it. We had this at a Japan charity event in Irvine. Okay, we raised up to $30,000 with the help of I Play Winner. And, and we had this game just on the side. It wasn't part of the tournament, but we had this game on the side for people to play, and he was on it. And he was telling me, yeah, man, I played a little bit, and then he played it on Wednesday Night Fights. I'm like, yeah, this guy's really good. So I had him come up here to compete. So what do you think of the game, man?
I really enjoy the game. Like, I'm kind of surprised at how good it is, because all the wrestling games, like, up in the recent years, like in PS2 era and now the 360 era, SmackDown vs. Raw games were a little bit too technical for me. But this felt like an old-school comeback. It's really simple, and it's surprisingly complex, and I really like the fact that I can just counter so much stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you like the arcade over-the-top?
Like, I like the over-the-top feeling, like how everybody just does crazy moves, how one punch can knock a guy literally out the ring. And I like the fact that all the dumb stuff that happens, I can actually counter against. Like, it doesn't feel completely unfair.
That's awesome. Yeah. And who did you just win the tournament with?
In the first match, I used Randy Savage, but in the second match, I used Kane. Kane's my main character. But I played my friend in the first match, and I told him, like, I'll make it easier for you to play Randy Savage. But I still won anyway.
Hey, man, congratulations. And here's your prize from Mad Cats and THQ. Enjoy that. You won the...
Those guys in Mad Cats, they're badass.
Oh, yeah, they're Mad Cats. They showed up, dude. Much love. That is the 360 version of the Brawl Stick.
Yes, thank you, Mark.
Oh, thanks. Oh, Mark, man. So,
hey, congratulations.
So let's get the other...
Appreciate it.
Did you get second?
Sure.
It's Sean. second. All right.
I love the informality of the fighting game world. Who do we got? We got second place.
We got
runner-up?
Sean in here. I know you.
Right. Runner-ups are champions too.
Runner-ups are champions too, man. So tell us a little bit about your experience with the WWE All Stars, man.
Well, I think it's a cool game, fast-paced, easy to pick up. Really not too much after that. I love wrestling. Love the old school versus new school. It's a pretty great game.
So when you come to Wednesday Night Fights, and usually just people are trained to like, I'm going to play Street Fighter, or I'm just going to play Tekken, or I'm just going to play Mortal Kombat. Then you see this game, you're like, what? That's a fighting game. I'll try it too. So I mean, are like a jack of all trades? You just play any fighting game, right?
I play actually all types of games. Puzzle, shooter, computer. It really doesn't matter. As long as it's fun, I'm playing it.
So where does this game rank for you right now? Is this a game that you see yourself playing, for a longer time?
Most definitely, yes. If I had the copy at home right now, I would actually be playing it.
You don't have a copy?
Yeah, you don't have a copy?
You got to give me your email address, bro.
Hey, you know what?
I'll hook you up.
You know what? Here you go. You get the pad, the 5-pad, and you know what? We'll hook him up. We'll hook you up, man. I didn't know you didn't have it. How you do so well you don't have it? I guess you're speaking the truth.
So wait, I'm curious. Where was the first time that you played the game?
At a friend's house. Because he had it, and then I played it that one day, and then I just came up here.
You just got good at the game here?
Yeah, playing against Valle. Had to learn how to reversal and all that, or you dead.
Who's the guy that you've been playing with the most?
Right now it's Andre the Giant, but I started out with Stone Cold.
That's my boy. Stone Cold's my boy. You watching Tough Enough?
Yes, I am. Yes, pretty entertaining.
I can't believe you called Luke an asshole the other night. That was hilarious.
See it.
I spoiled it for you. Sorry.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, Sean. Congratulations on the second.
And let us know. We want to hook you up for sure.
All right, third. Come on. Come over here.
Dude, this is major exclusive, rare, one of a kind.
One of a kind?
Yes. This is the last one ever made.
The last one. You want to tell everybody what we got over here again?
We got an exclusive Mattel line of WWE All-Stars action figures. This is one of our Fantasy Warfare matchups, of course. Jake the Snake Roberts, old school legacy versus the current World Heavyweight Champion, Randy the Viper Orton.
That's right. Yeah, that's the kung fu grip like old school, man. But Nero Phoenix.
The snake in there bends a little too if you want to wrap it around your pencil or something like a pencil holder, pen holder.
Yeah, so tell us,
went way wrong.
Tell us a little about your experience and background with WWE All Stars, man.
I used to play the Royal Rumble game, the Dreamcast. That was my favorite game besides like Third Strike to play on the Dreamcast. And then I always play the SmackDown vs. Raw games every year since when they first started. And I just like I got All Stars the day it came out, so I kept on playing it and playing it and playing it. I don't like using the big characters; they feel kind of cheap. But I like using like Randy Orton, Randy Orton, CM Punk, and Jack Swagger.
And what do you like? What do you like about those guys the best? Why do you gravitate to them, to the brawlers and the grapplers?
CM Punk because I like CM Punk.
Right.
And Jack Swagger, that's like the submission wrestling he has, his ankle lock finisher.
Yep.
And Randy Orton just because I've been a fan of him since when he first started. But the combos that CM Punk and Randy Orton do, I really like. It reminds me like of Tekken a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, hey, man, thanks a lot, dude, and congratulations. And keep up the good work with all the fighting games. And then
I love it. The glory.
We're gonna
the best prize of all.
Yeah, we're gonna give all the competitors the JR sauce because we got a lot.
You're gonna make good old JR very happy. I'm gonna get JR to retweet you.
Oh yeah.
I promise you that. I'll make it happen.
We're gonna have this. We're gonna eat this with our spaghetti and cereal and, and like our everything.
I had some barbecue chicken last night with it. I'm not lying.
Oh, you did?
I barbecued and I smothered half a bottle on there.
Oh man.
That's kind of a lot, but
Cool.
You got to do it right.
Yeah, you know what? Let's take just a couple more questions. I think you cool with that? Yeah, cool.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here, guys.
Cool. Sorry again. We apologize for starting late, but the challenges on this.
Alex, stop apologizing, man.
We gotta.
Look what you're doing for the people here, okay? Anybody's gonna complain about you're being late. Yeah, forget them.
Wow.
Forget them. I need to give
first.
this shirt to you.
All right.
Estimate. Oh man. Here
Okay.
come the tough questions.
Wiggle78 asks estimated release date for the next UFC game. Will it include all 7 UFC weight classes?
Let's see.
Will it have Strikeforce contracted fighters? I mean, what can you talk about?
Can't answer that one. Can't answer that one. All right. I'll give you guys a tiny tease. Hopefully I don't get killed by my leaders. To be quite honest, the most I can say about UFC Undisputed, about the franchise, is keep your eyes on us at E3. E3 is I'm not promising anything. All I'm promising is that you should really keep your eyes on WWE and UFC around the time frame of E3.
Right.
So that's as much as I can say. Unfortunately, I apologize to everybody out there.
Yeah, guys. Hey, remember, guys. You know, you can only say a few things at a time. So okay. Next, Maxwell Plata says, why does the American Dream DLC pack have Dusty Rhodes and Cody Rhodes, but no Goldust Dustin Rhodes?
Well, it's kind of tough for me to answer that question because that really speaks to how we pick and choose our roster for our WWE games and our UFC games, for that matter of fact. So when we select the roster, whether it's DLC or what have you, or what the fans want, we have to work directly with the WWE.
I
The
gotcha.
WWE has a say in if we want a character to be on the cover of the game, the WWE has the final say. If we want a character like Goldust to be a DLC, the WWE has the final say. And ultimately, the WWE helps us prioritize who we're going to go for. And, to make these DLC characters, it doesn't cost $0, And so there's a point where you have to say, business decisions and how much is it going to cost to make that guy, how many man days, labor hours is going to cost, and we can only do so much. So unfortunately, Goldust did not make it in this time, but Goldust is in our hearts, and Dusty and Cody Rhodes, the father-son tandem, of course. We're missing Goldust, but I think the DLC pack that we have and the full roster that we have encompasses the best legends and superstars the WWE has ever seen. And no disrespect to Goldust and all the Goldust fans out there.
All right. Well, hey, I appreciate your time coming out here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And enjoy the rest of your night here. You want to play some games too and beat some heads, man. But again,
I will try. Hope I can win some barbecue sauce.
Cool. All right, guys. We're gonna run a couple of promo slides going on.